Hello, testing 1 2. Hello, testing 1 2 1 2. Testing. Hello, hello. See if it doesn't work. There we go. Apply. Done. Okay. Oh no. Edit avatar. Good. Done. Okay. Hey everybody, good to see you. Thanks for coming. Glad you could make it. Let's go to the studio. Hope you guys are all doing well. It's good to see you guys. Thank you for coming. I hope it's all working good. Yes, okay. Let's do this. I'm just waiting for him to allow me in to stream.
Hey Flats, how are you?
Hey, you. Good to meet you, mate.
Nice to meet you. It's good that you've got the power back on, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was still a thing.
Yeah, we still got load shedding. It only came on now.
Yeah, that's a bummer. All right, if you're ready to go, we can get things happening.
Yeah, all good. I'm all happy to. You invited me about a month ago. I actually forgot about it until you messaged me the other day. I was like, oh yeah. So you've been doing well?
All right, sorry?
You've been doing well?
Yes. Yeah, I didn't catch it, but yeah, I'm all right now.
That's good.
It's been a busy time for me, but apart from that, I'm great.
Oh, that's good.
How are you?
Oh, doing very well. Very busy. Yeah, but
That's always a good thing.
yeah, can never moan if you're busy.
Have you managed to avoid the COVID yet, or?
Yeah, I haven't got it once.
Oh, you're lucky. Pretty much everyone I know has had it at some point.
Yeah, no,
That's good. It's good you stay healthy.
Yeah, no. Sometimes you get lucky. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. All right, mate. I'll get this show on the road, eh?
Awesome, yeah.
No, I haven't got it once. YouTuber, and on this channel we ask the big questions, such as how does Chewbacca the hairy Wookiee keep his backside clean? Flatzoid, what do you think? That's a damn good response, actually.
Isn't it?
That's damn good.
I got my Star Wars shirt on.
Practiced that before.
I got my Star Wars shirt on, by the way.
Your what, sorry?
My Star Wars shirt. I got it on, by the way.
Oh, Star Wars, okay.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, Flatzoid. It's great to have you here. I didn't even introduce you properly. I wanted to get into the joke first. Oh, well, here you are. How are you?
Doing well, thanks, and yourself?
I'm good. We got quite a few people in the chat. A few from your channel, from what I can tell. We've got quite a few members as well, so I better mention them first. Hello, I see Stringer News 1 and Nerd Alert. I saw Judy Bassett earlier. Who else we got in here? That is a member, so that I can give them a special shout out. And I'm not seeing any others. Anyway, that's all right. Shout out if you're a member, so that I can give you a shout out in the chat. Let's go have a look at things. I just wanted to basically get you on and have a bit of a chat with you. I've never actually had a flurf on my channel. I guess they're all too scared.
What?
The fat man.
there's always a first time.
Yeah, that's great. Oh, Serene News One used his member super chat to say yay, which is great. Yeah, so I want to have a chat, and too many of these sort of meetings are very. Oh, Andy Sibley's here. Hello, Andy. He's another member. Too many of these things are just sort of confrontational and that sort of thing. I just want to have a different sort of approach to it, and just have a bit of a chat and sort of figure out what makes you tick, and you know what the real Flatzoid is like. You know, a bit more Michael Parkinson than what's that guy, Tucker Carlson.
But it's always good to have conversations. I mean,
yeah.
I'm actually happy you invited me.
Sorry, say again?
I'm excited that you invited me. Thanks very much.
Oh, great. Well, I'm glad you're excited. I want to ask to start with, and industry will do, what do you do for a living? You don't have to say exactly.
At the moment, I'm a spray painter.
A spray painter? Oh,
yeah,
good.
Moment,
that takes a lot of skill.
Yeah, I was actually, I studied to become a graphic designer, did that for 10 years. And then where I moved to with my wife, they couldn't pay enough for a senior position. They wanted to give me what I was getting less than a junior. So I had to look at doing something else, and started doing panel beating because it was my hobby, and ended up doing spray painting. And I'm a YouTuber as well.
Yes, obviously, yeah. So when you mean spray painted, you're talking about cars, or you just mean buildings and things? Or?
Yeah, cars and stuff.
I do cars.
I do airbrushing, and I can do fiberglass work, carbon fiber, you know, all that stuff. But my passion in spray painting is actually airbrush.
It's a pity you're not in Australia. I've got a car that needs to be painted, so I'd have you over. So you're obviously South African.
Yeah.
Whereabouts in South Africa are you?
At the moment, I live in the top northern part, Limpopo. So it's like just about the border that's going from South Africa close to Namibia side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm in the bush.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. So, you know, a lion walks through your front yard, but you don't really care.
Yeah, we get a lot of baboons, and I can literally go 5Ks and go watch rhinos or lions if I want to.
Wow.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
It's nice to have the big.
Well, we have as drop bears, so.
You got koalas at least, don't you?
Yeah, actually, literally, maybe 50 metres from me, we often get koalas.
I love koalas. I wish we had.
Yes, they're very tasty.
Have you ever eaten crocodile before?
Have I eaten crocodile? Yes.
Yeah, that to me is delicious.
Yeah, it's sort of like a fishy chicken, I guess.
Yeah, almost, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you have crocodiles over there too, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Crocodile River's right
in
here.
South Africa as well, or?
Yeah, the Crocodile River's right here by me.
Yeah. I was just wondering if they were more further in the Nile or something rather than down South Africa, but for there as well, yeah?
Yeah.
So what, I mean, you've probably hinted on it, but what do you like about living where you do?
Oh, the clean air, the nice being secluded. Actually, the mountains, ranges all around us. So it's actually very beautiful. And it's nice being in nature. So definitely well worth it living here.
And is it a town or a city, or?
It's like a town. I mean, it's growing a bit now, but I mean, it's still just the bush community, so it's not that huge, but it's growing.
I guess I'm thinking, are there that many cars to paint in that area?
Oh yeah, we get about 15 to 20 cars a week to paint.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but people come from all over. We got people that drive 2-3 hours to come to our panel shop. So, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, well, your country and mine, most people have to do that. You travel for a long way. Anyway, you mentioned you did graphic design as your qualifications.
Yeah.
So, apart from technical skills, what do you think as a person, what are your strengths?
Staying calm.
I'm starting to sound like a job interview, but I don't want it to be like that.
I'd say staying calm. Although I can get hot-headed. I can get hot-headed sometimes.
Well, you're a human being.
I have patience. Let's put it that way.
Patience, yeah? And what would be your weakness? Is it the going off, is it? Or?
My weakness, let's see. Yeah, if I do get triggered, then I get hot-headed very easily.
Yeah, again, no, most humans are like that, I guess.
And I guess the other one is I don't double check. Let's say I type something out because I do so much comments and stuff. So then I have autocorrect on my phone and I don't check if the autocorrect has corrected the right word. So that's one. I'll say that's a one weakest. So I don't check before I actually make sure the spelling's right.
Yes, I refer to it as auto carrot.
Yeah.
That's the way it works. So, how do I frame this? Because I know something about you, but I want you to sort of express it. So perhaps I'll use the question, what are the principles that drive your life?
One of my principles? I would say to always, I would say if you want to treat someone, you would want them to how they would treat you. But I am a person that also believes if someone treats me in a certain way, I'm probably going to treat them the same way because obviously that's the way it is. But obviously I'm always going to be, first I'll be nice to a person and whatever until they show, how can I put it, dishonesty or whatever towards me. Then I'll be totally not the nicest guy around. Let's put it that way.
Right. I guess what I was alluding to is I understand that you're a man of faith.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. A lot of things have happened in my life that I cannot say there's definitely not a God. I mean,
so
at a stage...
Those are the sort of principles that you live your life by, I imagine.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. But it doesn't determine why I believe in the flat earth or not. I mean, I was a Christian most of my life and a globe believer at the same time. So it wasn't that actually got me into flat earth.
Yep. So I don't think I've seen any, but are there any other South African flat earth YouTubers?
Yeah, I got actually 2 or 3 on my that subscribe to me. The one is Missing Research. Well, he's not actually a flat earth. He's more of a skeptic, a globe skeptic. I got Cosmic Surfer. He's from Cape Town as well. He's a flat earther. I don't know if he's got a channel though. And then there's like 2 others. Can't think of them right now.
All right. I guess I just haven't heard of them before.
Yeah, the problem with the flat earth channels, it's small. It's difficult to get around to find the channels all over.
Small? They're always telling us how they're growing all the time.
Yeah, we're growing, but how can I put it? We're not pushed that much. So the only way we really get our content really pushed is if we are lucky to get in the algorithm. I mean, the algorithm's actually been good to me lately. I've been growing quite steadily, and it does help when we're usually in community helping and sharing each other's channels.
Yep. Sorry, I was just reading something in the chat which didn't make any sense. But you're helping other people with channels and things.
Yeah, definitely. That's how it goes. I mean, I'm sure you also do it. Help some of your supporters as they help you.
Particularly my members, so they're really good people. What was the next question? So, okay, let me call up this. I've got these slides. So I just wanted to show a few images to you and sort of get your thoughts on them. So this guy, Dearth, what do you think of him?
I've got my red flags about him. As a person, I don't think he's bad.
You're not alone.
As a person, I don't think he's bad though, but it's just some of the things about him that just kind of screams that he's not really honest, I would say. But that's how I feel about the whole Globebusters crew. So
I've seen Globebusters. I didn't realise that.
He's in the same circle. He's in the same circle, you can say.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
What about Eric Dubay?
He's okay. It's just his methods are very out there. He's got a weird spiritualistic way of explaining things, like saying, okay, the earth has breathing and it moves with its bosom, kind of thing. Other than that, I think he's cool. He's got some good content. But that's it.
Moves with its bosom. Oh, something as big as the earth would have a nice set of teeth, I would have thought. But
yeah, he's got a very spiritualistic kind of, I don't know, almost like a Buddhism kind of way of explaining things.
Yeah, he lives in Thailand, doesn't he? So
Yeah.
I guess he has very Asian influence
Yeah,
and that sort of
that
thing.
is a nice guy overall.
And this guy, we don't see him much, which is a good thing.
I know he likes his basement. So, where's it? What is his basement where usually?
Well, that's where his family locks him,
Yeah.
so that they don't bother him.
I don't
Or vice
really,
versa,
I
guess.
don't really know much. But the little I did hear of him, it's not really like he's trying to be serious. If I can put it that way, it's more like he's I don't know, almost playing a role.
Yeah, to me, he's batshit crazy person.
I don't know him that well.
Because
So
the
I
stuff he
wouldn't know.
comes up with doesn't seem to be like made up. It just comes out of his head.
Yeah, I don't know him that well. I don't
Mm.
really watch his stuff, so I wouldn't know.
No one does. He was. He's given us a few good sound bites, but apart from that, he's just sort of keeps. His channels keep getting deleted because
I do see-
he just refuses to play.
I do
So-
see usually like Sam and Dan has him on or something, while doing him and stuff on him. But that's about it.
I think most of us are we're not giving him any oxygen anymore, so he just sort of disappears. But it's fun to see him once in a while. How about Nathan Thompson?
Yeah, he was a nice guy. He was just being very quiet, but I think the ego got bit of him, because he did kind of get to his head, all his subscribers and his channels and stuff, and I think that was his downfall.
It seemed to be his reason for being, didn't it?
Yeah. But other than that, he had
What
good
about-
arguments. Nice guy.
What about his bum chum Austin Whitsett?
Yeah. Well, let's just put it this way: he's under his fellow mentor, Bob. So he's kind of got his finger on him. He lives right next door to him, so he's kind of controlled at the moment. Let's put it that way. And I got nothing personal against Whitsett. I just wish he would be more honest when it comes to things, because he won't concede when it comes to things, and he'll just rather defend, even if it's dishonest.
Stringer News 1 says, I don't even cuss, bro. Which seems appropriate for right now. And the next one, Mr. Oakley.
Yeah, Nathan is ace, as you put it, but he's definitely well spoken. he's got a very strong personality. That's how I'd explain it. Very strong personality, and I think kind of misunderstood by some people.
Randy says that it's kind of like a character what we see on his shows. When you meet him sort of in real life and
He's very nice.
one-to-one, he's much more quieter and subdued, might be a good way of saying it.
Yeah, look, I think the thing that came in, if you also looked at his earlier debates and stuff, he wasn't as much to the point as he is these days. But it gets, after a while, I've even felt it's like you get tired of regurgitating the same thing, circle jerking over and over. So he gets to the point where he's now tired of, arguing with the people about the same thing. So he just tries to cut at the roof, and he's very, how can I put it? Like I said, strong on how he comes, and he's very offensive on how he goes on the attack. So I think that's why I say he's very strong in his approach. That's why I think that people don't really understand him. But yeah, if it's behind doors, he's actually a very nice guy. Talks normal, doesn't really scream. He's got his issues, obviously. He's got a kind of OCD when it comes to stuff. But that's what makes him him. But he's an awesome guy.
I've just noticed in the chat, someone said that Michael Kahn called me a coward because Flurfs are banned on the channel.
Michael actually asked me, I should bring it up with you. He wants to know why is he hidden on your channel?
He's not. I've never seen him before.
Michael Khan, you can try chat again, dude. He says you're not hidden.
If he's been hidden, it's been hidden by the
Probably someone else, yeah.
moderators. So,
Yep.
They shouldn't be doing that unless they're saying something, racist or something really horrible.
Yeah, but I do know a lot of the guys and moderators that you have, we know are people that he's also on his channel got rid of because they were trolling his channel. So maybe they got a vendetta against him. I don't know.
Well, I've only seen one guy be hidden and given the messages. I can see why that was happening, but I don't see Michael's name. I thought I saw him earlier. actually at the beginning.
Maybe
Yeah, he's there.
Maybe he'll try and comment again. We'll see.
Yeah, he's definitely been made comments, and I'm not seeing anything where he was blocked. So I don't know what he's on about. Anyway, if, like I said, moderators, you know the rules. We only want to hide people who are being really obnoxious or racist or something really that might get my channel deleted. Everything else we want to hear. If you think they're stupid, let them parade their stupidity for everyone else to see. But don't just block them for just because you don't like what they say. That's not what a moderator's supposed to do. That's a clear message, don't you think?
Yep.
All right. Next one is Mitchell from Australia.
Yeah, I like him. Cool bloke. Definitely nice, chill. Haven't seen him for a while though. He's been a bit away, I think, busy on actual work. But otherwise, yeah, pretty cool bloke. We used to talk quite a while. But it's also with the times, it's different because, I mean, he's also in Australia, so time zones are a bit hectic.
Well, he's in the bad part of Australia, New South Wales. Being Queenslander, I've got to say that. What do you think about how he ripped off Mr. Sensible?
Explain?
Well, Mitchell did a video of the pendulum at the science space in Wollongong, but he didn't do it in a way that would make it indisputable. He just sort of said, I did film this for 4 hours and it didn't move, but it was full of cuts and things like that, the sort of things you say about the ISS and that kind of thing. And so Mr. Sensible said, well, why don't you go back and film it for 4 hours and make it unedited so that we know it actually was 4 hours? And Mitchell said, well, I'll do that if you pay me $100. So he did. And then Mitchell didn't do it.
Actually,
and then Mitchell sort of disappeared.
Mitchell actually went there again, and then it was out of order. So it's not really his fault if it's out of order, though.
Well,
I know, in South Africa,
when he was there the first time, but
because I know, in South Africa, we're supposed to have at least 4 focal spectrums, and not one of them are working.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all been.
I don't know how they can break, really, but
yeah, but that's what happens if they have to have mechanisms to keep them moving. Something's going to happen.
Yeah, because they're just a display.
Yeah.
The mechanism doesn't. You can sort of set them running. My mouse just decided not to work. There we go. You can set them running, but the mechanism's just there so that if anyone comes in at any time, you can see it moving. That's all.
Yeah.
I guess if they could just let the public to let it go, then they wouldn't need that. But it's all about display and marketing and all that sort of crap.
Yeah, and it'll lose energy and it won't carry on doing its job. So.
Yeah, because there's friction and air resistance and things like that. So yeah.
Oh
Jaron.
no, that guy. Everybody who's watched my channel knows he's an arsehole.
Well, he did prove the Earth was a curve, so.
No, he didn't. He just showed he doesn't know how to do anything. The issue I had with that that he called the experiment, he literally made it like a dog's breakfast. I mean, I think you would agree, if you know you're going to do something on such a large scale, you're going to make sure it's CNC cut, you're going to go before the time, make sure everything is set up right. The guy literally cut it with a pair of knives quickly before, just hoping it's aligned properly. It literally looked like a dog's breakfast. So I don't know.
Well,
I don't trust the guy.
I haven't noticed a lot of rigor in the design of experiments from people like Jaron, to put it that way.
He didn't really think it through. Let's put it that way. It looked like a dog's breakfast. It did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Riley, probably it gives me the most laughs, put it that way.
I like him. He's awesome. He's also got his own way of dealing with things. He loves the argument of gravity, so yeah, he's ace.
Let me ask you, I mean, you're in the southern hemisphere like I am. How would you determine south?
Away from north.
That's what I would say, but
Yeah.
Riley wouldn't accept that.
Yeah, everybody's got their own opinions on things, I guess. So if I don't know why he would say it's not away from north. I mean, it's obviously, it's an antithesis. It's got to literally be the opposite. So yeah, south is away from north.
Yeah. And every compass, taking into account magnetic declination, points to both north and south, because it's a needle that goes across the entire face of the compass. So if you got north, you got south. If you got south, you got north. It seems really obvious to me. But anyway, he wanted to argue the point.
Yeah, it only points in one direction. The needle will obviously point opposite because of that. But yeah.
Yeah. So there's just a couple of people I know you've butted heads with.
McToon and Craig. Yeah. McToon, well, yeah, he loves to, like I call him a clown. But that's because he doesn't really concede when he's wrong. And he doesn't like actually backing up his things. Let's put it that way. Like his argument with orthographic view is perspective. And I said, okay, come and talk to me on your channel. And well, he came, and then he tried to reverse the burden onto me. Instead of going to show me where perspective is taken into account, he just tells me I'm supposed to show him. And for Craig, well, yeah, we've all shown that he's a bit science illiterate, practically on everything. But behind doors, Craig is actually a nice guy. We've spoken a bit behind on Discord. I heard lately he's had a heart attack. I hope he's alright though.
Yeah, it was on his community page that he had a mild heart attack. And he wasn't too well last time he spoke to Guy Sinclair or whatever his name is on that chat. I can't even remember now, but this Discord server he goes into that all the time.
Yeah.
At the end of it, he was really quite ill, but apparently he recovered, so that's good.
That's good, yeah. Yeah, I don't want to wish it on anybody.
No. Yeah. I can't remember what the next slide is, so this is a bit scary. Oh yes, I wanted to run past this.
The black swan, yeah.
So you've seen this before?
Oh yeah, obviously. What do you want to know about it?
So we see that quite clearly. The horizon is behind the second platform and that sort of thing.
Oh yeah.
But what about this?
Yeah, but that's just refraction.
So this isn't refraction, and this is?
No, there's refraction both times. But remember, the lower you are, and when you've got limited angles, there's swells in the water. You literally got more things you have to account for. It depends on the day. But you're literally showing it's not physical curve. It's moving due to effects. You remember Retrotoric's blink test?
Whose blink test?
Retrotoric. He made what they call the blink test.
Oh, the psychological one, yeah.
The one where he took the photo of the buildings and stuff, and then he...
rhetoric. Sorry, I misunderstood what you were saying.
Yeah, and then he superimposed the other one where it's not showing curve at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But he failed to notice that the one that's showing hectic refraction and has compression is actually showing the curve, so it's doing opposite of what your guys in the globe is supposed to claim. Also, the black swan shows that you guys don't have a geometric horizon, you only have a optical horizon. That's about it. The black swan literally just takes the assertion that you guys have a set sphere. I mean, it's supposed to be physical blockage. It literally takes that and it shows it not to be physical. It literally shows it moves with the weather and it's only optical.
But that looks like a crisp horizon to me there, and this was taken when refraction was minimal.
Doesn't matter.
Whereas this was taken when it was maximum, as you can see by the bendy cranes.
And the blink test shows it opposite when it's hectic compression, or I don't know. Can I share a picture? Let me just see. Share my screen.
You should be able to.
I just want to see if I still got it.
Do I have to stop sharing? I haven't done this before.
I just want to see if I still got it.
I'll remove my slides.
Still have the picture. Oh man. Maybe I'll have to open it on YouTube quickly. It's good. It's one of my thumbnails, so I'm just gonna show the thumbnail then. Oh no!
Say no to sensitivity.
Oh, sorry. Let me just quickly, before I share, I just want to quickly get the picture. Got to go past the adverts. But but again, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, of course.
It's actually a nice chat with you, nice and chill. It's not heated or anything.
No. I just wanted to see what you thought about a lot of things, actually. And I'm just letting you talk and see what you say.
Yeah, that's how it is. We should all let each other talk. Okay, there we go. Okay, let me try share my screen quickly. Present, share screen.
And we got 51 watching, which isn't a bad turnout. Thank you to everyone.
Yeah, and my side 51, so it's cool to see the things are going well. Nice.
There we go.
Nice and chill.
Now.
You can see it.
Not really. That's kind of a bit hard to see what's going on.
But you can see I've written the horizon.
Well, what's your evidence that that's the horizon?
The black line. It's on the video. It's actually showed.
So where's the bottom of
I'm going to
that?
show you there. There we go.
The one on the left.
Exactly. So how can the horizon block it if the horizon's behind it? It's just buffering.
So what's blocking it then?
Easy. Water. Swells. Waves. Limited angle.
That high on the...
Yeah?
It's not compressed, because look at that crane. That's not compressed.
It's
distorted, but it's not compressed.
Yeah. But like I said, how do you have a horizon blocking it if the horizon's behind it?
Well, it's assuming that's the horizon. I'm not quite sure.
Definitely the horizon. You can literally see he's going to...
I couldn't tell. It's too hazy. Yeah.
He's going to change
Now I know what I'm looking at.
He's going to change the hues now, so it actually shows it. He's actually changing the hues. Oh, that's buffering. Okay, there we go. There, see, he's changed the hues now. And that's what you see. You can see that
String of News one says it must be Snowman Dan because it has no legs.
But yeah, that's my question to you. How does a horizon block something if the horizon is behind it?
Well, that's assuming that's the horizon, but that's a fairly good demonstration of that. I'd like to see the context of that. Is that one of your videos?
Yep.
Can you drop the link to it in the into the chat, and we can have a look at that a bit later.
There we go. Because it's also from BML 69, same place, same height, different day.
So Professor Bell says that's because refraction can change over distance.
Great. So Professor Bell, then we know it is not physical Earth curve. It's optical. Moves with the weather now.
But even if it's optical, it's still, it's light coming from something. It's not light coming from nothing. It's not a, you say optical as if it's an illusion rather than...
It is an illusion, yeah.
You know. Well, that implies that there's nothing real behind it, which isn't the case.
The water's real.
It's there.
The water's real.
Yeah.
But it's not physical curve that's blocking it, just like I showed you. The horizon, because on your guys' globe, it's the horizon that's the physical curve blocking the things. And if the horizon is behind it, it cannot block it.
So this is one thing I have a bugbear about. You get these clear pictures from space, and they say that's fake, or a fisheye lens to give you a curve, and yet you've got this straight edge here, that's obviously not being curved. And yet this muddy picture is not distorted at all.
Yeah, but we can have videos...
I find that a bad argument.
We can have the ones on the bottom that doesn't have any distortion like that, and it still shows it behind. BML 69 has shown going at night.
This one doesn't.
It's that day. That's what I'm saying. It changes with the weather, so it keeps moving.
It does.
Yeah, we literally had.
No, I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing.
So it keeps changing. So it's not a physical blockage then. It's literally moving around. So it's optical.
The changing is optical, but it's still light coming off something.
Do you know what terrestrial refraction is?
Sorry, you're a little bit muddy in the sound.
Actually,
You said something about refraction.
Do you know what terrestrial refraction is?
The ritual?
Terrestrial. Terrestrial refraction.
Oh, terrestrial, sorry. Yeah. Well, any refraction on Earth is terrestrial refraction.
Great. So that's what your globe claims over from a radius, correct? And it's supposed to be a refraction of light.
Yeah.
Now, why is your terrestrial refraction got nothing to do with refraction? There's no Snell's law in your refraction calculations for terrestrial refraction.
Yeah, I don't see how these things are connected, but anyway.
The thing is, if you claim it to be refracted, you require the refracted index to be there. You literally need the law of refraction in the calculations. There's no law of refraction in your calculations for terrestrial refraction. So it's literally not refracting light around on your model. It's literally taking the geometric shape and flattening it out.
It's affecting the light.
How is it affecting the light if it's not refraction of light?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's refraction.
But it's not Snell's law. You
I don't see how those concepts are connected. So
you require Snell's law to have refraction, correct?
I'm not well versed in Snell's law.
Okay, but anyway, light refraction has got to do with Snell's law. It's the light traveling from a medium separated by another medium, and it changes the incident angle. The thing with your terrestrial refraction is the claim why you see further. But that terrestrial refraction is not light refraction. It's literally the expanding your geometric radius. So it's taking the physicality and making it bigger.
Snell's law doesn't need a radius.
No, your terrestrial refraction needs a radius.
It works out to have a radius, yeah.
How does terrestrial refraction show actual light refraction?
How does refraction show refraction?
Terrestrial refraction isn't light refraction, but it's claimed to be refracting. That's what I'm asking. How does that work?
You seem to be using definitions of words that I'm not familiar with. I seem to think that they're a different thing from what you're expressing. Let me look up terrestrial refraction.
Okay, so if terrestrial refraction is supposed to be growing your radius, then it's not a physical radius then. That's the point.
Let's go one step at a time. Oh God, that's a whole lot of things, not a definition. Let's find a better one. Terrestrial refraction, this is Wikipedia, usually causes terrestrial objects to appear higher than they actually are, although in the afternoon with the air near the ground, I'm not going to sleep now, read a bit more of it. Okay. Oh, it must have been an extract I was reading. Atmospheric refraction, oh, it's not talking about terrestrial anymore. Damn it. That's what I want. Sometimes called geodetic refraction, deals with the apparent angular position and measured distance of terrestrial bodies. So in other words, refraction over the surface of the Earth. It is of special concern for the production of precise maps and surveys. Since the line of sight in terrestrial refraction passes near the Earth's surface, the magnitude of refraction depends chiefly on the temperature gradient near the ground, which varies widely at different times of day, seasons of the year, nature of the terrain, the state of the weather, and other factors. And it's got a formula here, and I don't see R there. But then it talks about the refraction formula, which does have R in it.
Yeah, 706R.
That's not what it's got here.
Because it's 7/6R radius value.
The coefficient of refraction is R over 1 minus K, where R is the radius of the Earth, and K is coefficient of refraction.
Yeah.
On this model, the ray can be considered a straight line on Earth of an increased radius.
See, that's what I'm trying to explain. It literally takes your geometric radius and increases it. It's not light refraction, as you guys like to put it. So when you guys come with the argument, oh look, it's refraction of light, that's why we can see what we see, you guys are throwing away your model, because your model dictates the geometric refraction. You know what that means? That means the actual physical ball is stretching out.
What?
Not the light is bending.
The physical ball is stretching out. No, it's saying that the light acts as if the ball is being stretched out.
But there's no Snell's law in there, so how's that doing that?
What's that got to do with it?
Snell's law is light refraction. If there's no Snell's law, there's no light
Well, it's
refraction.
angle of incidence that causes the refraction.
No, the angle of incidence in medium traveling between the two mediums with a partition gives the refraction.
Yeah.
There's none of
And
that.
through an atmosphere, you've got many different densities, so it's changing all the time.
Yeah, but where's the Snell's law in your 7/6R terrestrial refraction?
Why isn't it there?
Yeah, exactly. Why is it not there? If it's claimed to be
No.
refraction, it's
Why
not
do you
there.
think it's not there?
Because it cannot be there. It's not a globe. That's
Why?
the whole point. If it was a globe, you would be able to have Snell's law to work it out, but you don't have Snell's law, which shows it's
But we
not
do have Snell's law.
sorry?
Snell's law is about the beginning of the light ray.
Snell's law is specifically about the angle of incidence, not about the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's from point A to point B. It's the path traveled through a medium, not from the beginning.
But in cases of high refraction, there's many point A's to point B's.
Yeah,
along the
light
line.
refraction, but your terrestrial refraction is not light refraction. That's the whole point. It's geometric refraction. It means it's changing your physical.
Geometric refraction?
Yeah, it's like taking a golf ball and then stating the golf ball can now be the size of a watermelon.
No, it's talking about the calculation of the light will work as if that's the case.
But there's no Snell's law.
It's not, but the supposition isn't that the radius actually changes. It's just that because of the atmospheric changes in density, it will act as if it's bigger.
But you do know Bob the Science Guy actually did a thing on the Black Swan where he tried to work it out, and it came up to 253,000 miles in circumference. So are you guys stating your refraction causes
high
that
refraction.
geometric to make a radius of 253,000 miles?
But the radius doesn't depend on the refraction. It's the other way around.
Oh yeah, your radius depends on refraction because there's not a day that goes by that there is not refraction. You're always looking through a medium, are you not?
No, the radius is just the constant by which we can measure refraction. Everything's relative to that.
You can't measure something if it's not in the formula. You have to have it in the formula to measure it, to use it.
It is in the formula.
Where's Snell's law in the formula?
But Snell's law isn't about the refraction. It's about the beginning of the light ray and how it gets refracted. And then that happens many, many times between the object and you.
The Snell's
The
law is
whole
about
idea
the
of incident
path
of
of the
refraction
light.
is to surmise all that.
The Snell's law is about the path of the light. So that means it's from point A to point B. So from your incidence, the angle of incidence right through to where it comes out, that's the whole Snell's law. It literally changes the incident angle. It's from point A to point B. Now, on your terrestrial refraction, you don't have Snell's law to be able to have that incident angle. You guys are literally taking a concept and not using it to equivocate a belief that there is refraction.
No, that's not what we're doing at all. But I've already explained it, so I don't know how I can explain it better. So it's just the calculation of the incidence of refraction.
Yeah, which is not in your guys' calculations. That's the whole point. There's no Snell's law there. How can you have refracted light without having the equation for refracted light?
Yes, there is, but I don't know how to explain it to you right now.
There isn't. That's what I'm
maybe
telling
I'll do
you.
a video on that.
Yeah.
We can go into in more detail.
Yeah, definitely. But at the end of the day,
I've
when
got a
you're
couple of-
claiming, but at the end of the day, if you're claiming refraction is changing everything, you're literally showing us that it's not a physical curve; it's only optical. Because your whole R value base is based on optical measurements, like Alberuni or whatever. They literally did optical observations, and it's through a refracted medium, as you guys put it. So how do you get your radius, your geometric radius, if it's always changing?
By using the formula for refraction based on the
There's no formula for refraction.
refractive incidence to take that into account.
There is no formula for refraction in your curve. That's the whole problem.
I read it out earlier.
No, that's not light refraction. I don't know how much easier I can
How do you know it's not?
because it's not Snell's law.
Snell's law isn't all of it.
Snell's law is light refraction. That's what Snell's law is.
Or the angle of incidence at a point.
The light travel through a medium is Snell's law. The angle of incidence
Anyway.
changes, but yeah, we're not getting anywhere.
I think we've both stated our case there, so
Yeah.
I need to get to cover a couple of things. Monkey in the Works has joined Jar Souls as a member. Thank you for that. I think you were before, you might have just rejoined, so good on you. And it's saying I have a super chat, but I can't see it. Here we go. Nerd Alerts, another member. Thank you, Nerd Alert. Snells, you do have a members free super chat if you want, by the way, Nerd Alert. Snell's law is a special case of Fermat's principle and only applies to a boundary between two media like glass and air. It cannot and isn't used for gradients, as in the gradient of temperature and density between you and the oil wells. Nuance is lost on first though. Okay, there we go. Second Best Bob rejoined as a member too. Hey, Second Best Bob, thank you for that. Oh, Nerd Alert says he knows, but just 50 characters is all he had. You want to say more. So thank you very much for 10 euros, I think that is. Yeah, 10 euros. Thank you very much for that. Super chat. All right, let's move on to the next thing. This was explaining that, but you wanted to talk about Snell's law. What do you think this thing is?
Ooh, a compass.
Exactly. How do they work?
Magnetic.
Well, what does that mean?
It's going to show to the magnetic poles. If it shows north,
Right, so
it'll obviously go south. Yeah, it's just magnetic. So going to the
So
magnetic
Earth has
field.
a magnetic field, or
Yeah, obviously. How else would it work?
yeah? But how does that work on flat Earth? How does south work? There's a south magnetic pole.
There's no south magnetic pole. There's a north pole. South is just opposite to the north. And when you go into this, obviously there's a south pole on flat Earth as well. I mean, they call it the toroidal field. Usually you have to hold a compass down flat, and that's how they work. You can't hold a compass to a curved surface and expect it to work. Sorry, I got a super chat. Thank you, Neo the One, for 20 SEK. Flatzoid is a saint. Thank you very much. Very appreciated, mate.
SEK, what's
What
that?
is it? I have no idea what a SEK
Oh,
is.
6. That's a 6.
It is, yeah. It's the first time I've got that, though, so I have no idea what it is. Thank you very much, Neo the One.
Yeah, it's a Swedish krona, I think it is.
Okay.
Yes. You got to do the 6 dance, man.
Sorry?
Well, when you get a super chat in Swedish krona, you got to do the 6 dance.
Oh!
SEK.
Well, I haven't got my camera on. How am I going to do the 6th?
That's all right. Just do it in your dance on the inside.
Yeah. Close your eyes and just imagine me doing the twerk.
Anyway, with the magnetic field, so this is a map of magnetic declination
Declination, yeah?
all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
So these are all measurements. Oh, hang on. Clara Microraptor says you're not allowed a sex dance. This is Swede. Oh, hey. Clara Microraptor is a Swede. So how did we take all these measurements if there is no South Pole? Because as you can see just below Australia there, that's where we measured a south magnetic pole.
There's the south. If there's a north, there's always a south. Like I said, toroidal field.
But a pole can't be a toroid.
The toroidal field separates the north from the south. If you take a bar magnet, for instance, there's a toroidal field between them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so every magnet has a toroidal field. So if you got a north, you got a south. If you got a south, you got a north. Positive and negative. Don't understand how it would not work on a flat Earth.
Well, that's what I'm asking, because you'd have a pole at the North Pole, but I think you're basically saying the South Pole is all the outside of the disk, for want of a better term. But this map says we measure that there is one pole, South Pole.
Yeah, and
So I
one
understand how
north
that
pole,
works.
and one north pole.
Yeah, but why would it be anywhere in particular on a flat Earth?
Well, I don't get why it wouldn't. Well, I don't understand where this is going. I mean, you can have a south and a north pole on a donut Earth if you wanted to. It doesn't matter where it's situated. If it's got the magnetic pole, it's going to have a toroidal field and give its opposite, because that's how
I
magnetics
guess I'm
work.
asking is why did it choose that spot of all the ice wall, for want of a better term,
Probably
be
because
south
it's the
magnetic
center.
pole.
Probably because it's the north is based in the center, and it needs to have the south in the south.
But wouldn't it be a toroidal field rather than one particular pole?
The toroidal field is usually
Around
what
the south pole?
separates
North
them.
pole?
The toroidal field's in the middle usually, that separates, and that's why you're seeing all those different declinations. They're different strengths.
So what causes the magnetism?
I would not know. I'm not a. I can put it. I wouldn't know. Sorry to tell you that. I haven't looked into that. What it can
That's all
cause.
right. I don't.
But I know there's a lot. I
always
know there's a lot of
one.
iron in the earth. So, and that iron's magnetic by trait. So if it does come into contact with magnetic field, it does magnetize it. That's as much as I know.
Okay. So what's the middle of the Earth made of then?
I have no
You're saying
idea.
there's a lot of iron in the Earth?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of iron. I mean, you get iron ore manufacturers and mines everywhere. So definitely a lot of iron.
So is there a core to the Earth, or how
Mm.
deep can you go?
I would not know. It would only be speculation. But we do know on the globe it's claimed to be the core is a molten iron core. Sorry, I got another super chat. £50 super chat from Tony Whitcomb. Thank you very much. Why doesn't gravity pull clouds down, yet can pull oceans down and everything can fly without any push or pull force? Is gravity selective all of a sudden? Thank you, Tony, for your super chat. I'm sure he'll be able to answer that.
Yeah, because summation of forces. Gravity is mass attracting mass, so the more mass you have, the more attraction you have. An ocean is massive. Sorry, what was the example you gave for?
Clouds.
Was it clouds? Clouds are also massive, but not as massive as an ocean. And they've also got other forces acting on them, so it's summation of forces. Clouds have less density. So there's buoyancy there. There's also currents due to temperature changes, and that's where they condense up there at that point, because that's warmer air and warm, moist air meeting colder, dry air. And so you wouldn't expect gravity does work on it eventually because you get rain.
Okay, do you want to talk about gravity? We can talk about it a bit, because there is a few
No, it's
things.
not really my field.
Because we have to. Because you did make a claim that it's mass attracting mass and it's a force.
Well, no, I was asked what gravity was. I wasn't making a claim. I was just saying what it was.
Okay, because you do know gravity is not a force, though.
It's not technically a force. No, it creates the effect of a force, though.
But would you not require a force to be able to give an effect of a force?
No.
So,
That's what relativity is all about.
Yeah, but I mean,
But I only know it at a superficial level.
like F equals ma. You need a force
Yeah.
for a mass to
To
accelerate.
cause an acceleration.
So if there's
Yeah.
an acceleration, there has to be a force present. But if there's not a force present, how's the mass accelerating?
Well, the force is induced by gravity.
But gravity is not a force. So how does it
No,
cause
it's
it to
not, but it
accelerate?
induces a force. The force due to gravity.
And how does it induce a force?
By the curvature of space-time, according to Einstein.
And the curvature of space-time, you do know, is only a mathematical construct in the fourth dimension of space.
It's not only a mathematical construct, it's something that's been experimentally verified. It's probably one of the most experimentally verified concepts of physics that we have.
Is that so? Can you give me a hypothesis for gravity and then experiment?
Well, you've been told them many times. The editing experiment of 1919, they got gravitational lensing by the transit of the occultation of a star by the sun during an eclipse, and that picked it up. That's all you need, really.
No, but I asked for the hypothesis. What was the hypothesis?
I'm not going to design an experiment now. I'm just
That's
telling
my
you
whole
what
point.
others have found out,
Because-
and no one's disputed.
Because I can tell you, Newton didn't have he only had a so-called hypothesis. He did not have experiment to validate it. Then it went through for peer review without validation. Then later on came other people trying to validate a not experimented so-called science, which is pseudoscience. Then it was shown wrong with Einstein's relativity, and now Einstein's relativity is based on a mathematical construct that's in a fourth dimension, which we cannot observe because we're three-dimensional beings, also without experiments
No, we're not.
to a hypothesis. We are
We're
three-dimensional
fourth-dimensional
beings.
beings.
How are we fourth dimensional beings?
Are you not moving through time like I am?
No, time's a construct.
No,
It's a
time's
man-made
dimension.
concept. It's a man-made concept. Please, can you stop time for me?
It. Can I what?
Can you touch time? Can you stop time? Can you do anything with time?
You move forward through it.
You do know time is just literally a man-made reference on a timeline.
No, that's what you're saying it is.
Okay, then go and stop time for me, or go back in time for me, please. Or go forward in time. How's that?
Memories?
Memories. That's not going back in time. That's just memories.
How do you know?
How do I know? Because a memory is stored in your brain through the past of your memories. I mean, you went through a, how can I put it, a experience, and you stored the data, you could say, into your brain, and that's what's giving you the memory. It doesn't mean you're going back in time.
You sure?
Yeah. Let's, for instance, take an example. Someone's going to work and they have a heart attack and die. Now, the loved one goes and they think about, oh, that person was alive. Did they go back in time to that person? No, they just had a memory
Back
of
to
the
the
person
wedding
alive.
day, that kind of thing?
Yeah, the person didn't literally go back to the past. They just had a memory of when they were alive.
But if time's just a construct, how could you possibly know?
Easy.
What are you
It's because
measuring
it's
it?
man-made. You're not measuring it anything. It's literally just a reference on a timeline. It's like drawing a line on a paper, and you're placing dots on it as you go along, but you cannot move back any dots. You can only move forward with dots. It's just to have a clear reference to specific experiences in time, you could say. But yeah, Earth and flat.
I thought that this would just be a little bit of fun. You know Sir Sick? Have you heard Sir Sick?
So sick. It sounds familiar.
He's a YouTuber.
Yeah, it
and
sounds
he
familiar.
talks like this. So I thought that was a little bit of fun.
At least we can laugh
I
about
think
it.
that's the
Hey,
end
you got
of-
a super chat. Mate, you got a
Do
super
you?
chat. Yeah, you
Oh,
got
I do.
Yeah.
Okay. Stringy News 1, thank you. Why do I keep growing old, Flatzoid?
Entropy. Because of entropy. Remember, energy cannot be
Guess I'm living
created
proof
or...
that
Yeah?
I'm living proof that against entropy because I keep getting bigger. More of me keeps coming together.
Yeah, you're taking more energy in. But remember, energy
I have my own
cannot...
gravitational field too.
So if I stand next to you with a skateboard, I'll be attracted to you.
Yeah. That's, I can, like a Jedi Knight, I can pick things off the floor. So
Oi.
sometimes I can attract things that are closer to me anyway, more than the Earth can. So it's I am the biggest YouTuber ever, after all.
Literally.
Yes.
Believe it or not, I
So
was
let's
big at a
move-
stage as well. I was over 100 kilos at a stage.
Well, that all.
Yeah.
I think my pinky is like way about that. I wanted to ask you, just on a slightly different tack, who runs the world?
Powers that be. How I wouldn't know. Probably
You don't know?
what they call the elite, the Jesuits, the Masons, because they have an agenda to run. So obviously they're going to keep with their traditions. To
Why the Jesuits? I don't understand that one. They were just a bunch of monks, were they?
no, you remember the Roman Empire?
Yes. Well,
Uh,
not personally, but
Yeah, but yeah, they would. Do you ever wondered whatever happened to them?
they fell into. The main reason was that the people who could have done something to save Rome wanted to protect their own interests more than they wanted to protect Rome. That was the main problem.
So yeah, the Roman Empire never just disbanded. They literally just changed. They how can I put it? Yeah, they
We got
literally.
East and West, and then the West sort of disintegrated more into the Franks and
Yeah.
what we now know as the Germans and things like that.
Yeah, so they got the. That's why you got the different Masonic cults in factions, you can say, inside of like the Masons, which is the Jesuits. That's why the Catholic Church runs most of the
Oh,
so-called
the Masons
narrative.
and the Jesuits.
The narrative. Well, they run
I
the
always find it-
narrative.
I find it interesting that flat earthers seem to know a lot about Masons, whereas most people know nothing about them.
Masons are quite secretive. Remember, they only get enlightenment at the 33rd degree. Before that,
But
they
does that
don't-
mean that flat earthers are mostly Masons
No,
by stealth?
definitely not.
Because no one else knows anything about it.
But you'll be surprised to know that a lot of the Masons are actually taught that it's flat. If you actually look at their symbolism, it shows flat Earth.
Got an example of that? That'd be interesting to look at.
Yeah. Let's see if I can bring up something. Oh, my water's finished.
I always thought that the Masons are a bit like the stonecutters in The Simpsons. It was just an excuse to get together and get drunk. Seems like a good activity. It gets away from the wife as well, I guess.
Definitely. Let's see if I can share screen again. This is just a quick, obviously,
Do Masons accept women now?
yeah, you actually get an order of the women as well.
Yeah, I guess they'd have to these days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been on for a long time. You get the Brotherhood, that's men, and then you get the... I mean, I don't know if you know this, but Nelson Mandela, he was a Knight of Malta. He was a 33-degree Mason. Can you see this on screen here?
Oh, I've got to add it to the stream. Here we are.
Okay.
Okay, so how's that flat
It's just
Earth?
with the symbolism. It's got to do with the dome. The checkered is obviously the 33, and the pillars that surround it. It's just the actual symbolism that shows it's...
Sorry, it's not, when you said the checkered is obviously 33, that's not obvious to me. What would explain that?
It's just their geometric... remember, they work with geometry as well. They also have a symbolism in numbers. And it's just, that's what means 33, is the checkered board. And then obviously you've got the pillars, which is the pillars of Earth, holding up the dome with the sun and the stars and moon inside the firmament.
Well, that's the all-seeing eye, which I guess is God.
Heliocentrism, yeah. Remember, they believe in... they actually push the heliocentrism as well, because it's Helios, sun worship. They come to enlightenment at 33rd degree, and the enlightenment is that's why it's called sun worship.
So where are the elephants and the turtle?
I wouldn't know, because that's controlled opposition, flat Earth society rubbish. Okay, I'm not sharing anymore. Okay. So yeah, that's like just a quick rundown of it. Anything else you wanted to ask?
All right. So the Masons run the world, basically, because they're Jesuits and it's a Catholic Church, even though the Catholic Church is losing people.
A faction of it. Remember, the Catholic Church is... why do you think they have the telescope Lucifer? They're quite out there. They do literally...
They're a fan of that TV show?
They're literally... Catholics are Luciferians under pretense. Let's put it that way. But yeah, we're not here to talk about religion, are we?
No, I just was interested in who runs the world. I mean, there's lots of... I mean, Chinese aren't Masons or Jesuits or anything like that, and they're a good chunk of the world's population, and not to mention all the Muslim countries, which is about over 1 billion now, I think, getting close to 2 billion.
Yeah, the
Out
thing
of
about
7,
the
8
thing about
billion,
the
that's a good chunk.
I mean, think about the Muslims, like Muhammad. He literally had an so-called Allah visited him in a cave, which was actually Satan, as to say, and he gave him the light. He brought him the light. It's the same thing. Light bringer. That's why Lucifer is seen as the light bringer. He's there to deceive. And that's why the Muslims are seen actually as false, because it was Satan that deceived them. Yeah, well, Muhammad brought the knowledge to the people, just like Masonry brings the knowledge to the people. So the people at the higher levels have this knowledge. Obviously, they want to be keeping their knowledge or whatever, because you don't know if they are what's going on at that level, because the things they have to go through to get initiated at those levels are quite sick. And yeah, I don't think you would want to mess with someone if they're going to be as hectic as literally going to kill your family if you talk, kind of thing,
Yeah, I just find it fascinating that flat earthers accuse everyone else of being masons, and yet you guys know far more about it than we do, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's called research. I mean, you can literally go to a Mason hall. You've probably got a Mason hall close to you, or a lodge close to you as well. Practically every place around the world has Mason halls and lodges that you can literally go and talk to them if you want to. Obviously the bottom
Beijing.
the bottom echelon of the people are not going to really know what's going on because they're just doing their so-called rituals and whatever. But the later ones that's usually getting up high on the ranks, those are the ones that have the more knowledge. You can even have there's some people that's literally gone out of masonry after the 30th level, and they give their testimonials and stuff on it. So it's not hard to get the information. There's books, people have written books about it, getting out of masonry.
But you've got to have an interest in it first.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I really have no interest in the Masons. So.
Yeah, definitely.
So, hang on, let me get this wording right. Let's go. So, if a child asks you to show them on a map where the sun goes at night, what exactly do you do or say?
On the map. No one's asked me to do that.
Yeah.
But I just say...
Because it's clear that the sun goes away.
Yeah.
It looks like it goes below the level of the ground, and then in the west, and then suddenly it appears in the east the next morning. So how does it get from there round to there? It should be... It obviously doesn't go two ways, it goes one way, and you should be able to observe it if you've got a strong telescope or something, if it's just merely going a long way away.
Remember when I talk about the limited angle? If things go further in the distance, the angle gets limited and it becomes too acute. So eventually it's going to be occulted by the large angle, which would be the sea or mountains or grass or clouds or whatever in the way. It's always going to occult it when it goes too far away. And obviously light also has a limit to what it can reach. I'm just quickly looking. I've got a demonstration I actually did.
But I guess that's the thing that confuses me, because we can see the stars. So if the sun's moving away, but we can still see the stars, the sun must be moving away further than the stars. Is that what you're saying?
According to the flat Earth, the sun and the stars are both placed in the firmament. So we're not even claiming the sun to be at that actual position. We claim it to be an apparent position, just like the stars. They're all apparent, not actual. That's why when you get it and you...
Even if they're apparent, they're still relative to each other.
Yeah, to a degree. But I mean, look at sometimes you get two suns. We've had observations where you literally get two suns in the sky. Or this is why all the time you get the people asking, okay, why do you see the Southern Cross in Australia, South Africa, and South America?
At the same time, yeah.
Yeah, well, obviously not in Australia because the time zones, but
in Western Australia.
Yeah, South America and South Africa, most of the time you'd see at the same time. It's just because of internal reflections. I mean, I think you've taken... Yeah, internal reflections. You know how that works.
Yeah, I know what you're getting at.
Yeah.
That's something that's what I haven't heard before, actually.
Yeah, so that could
That's
be...
interesting.
Yeah, so that could be the reason why you see them at the same time. If they're all placed inside the firmament, and it's just the light that's literally reflecting through, then it does that. Can you see my screen?
I'll have to share you. Hang on. There you go.
Okay, I'm going to play it. This is a demonstration I did.
Hang on a sec. Is there any music?
Now I've got it muted there. It's quick. It's a minute and 39 seconds. This is just literally me showing the sun going away in the distance and how it appears to drop to the convergence zone and so-called set. The paint cans are obviously just going to give it to show mountains in the distance or oceans in the distance, you know, as the angle gets more acute. So there we go. Because that's one thing I love doing on my channel is actual demonstrations. So this is why you would see
what are you demonstrating?
A sunset. And now
no, you just moved it back.
Yeah, and look how it looks like it's dropped down. Now it looks like it's dropping down further again because it's going into the convergence. See, now it's going behind that paint can. It's
But
still
you have dropped it down.
Yeah, no, I haven't. It's still exactly the same elevation. Still exactly the same elevation. Haven't dropped it down at all. This is all just got to do with perspective. It's got to do with the angle of incidence. So now I'm going to lift the camera up so you can see it's still at exactly the same elevation, just on another paint can. There we go. So you see it's on a paint can there, another paint can, another paint can. Still exactly the same elevation. It's just occulted by the angle being limited from the observer. And that's exactly what happens on when the sun goes away. There's things occulting it because the angle gets too limited.
But isn't that just effectively demonstrating that the sun gets blocked by the Earth when the sun sets?
Yeah, but due to
Because the paint can
perspective,
is the Earth.
due to perspective, it's not on a curved surface. This is literally on a flat surface.
But the sun still sets at sea.
Yeah, angle gets limited. Remember, the further distance, the more acute the angle. Let's say a 10 centimeter wave is going to have a larger angle towards the observer, let's say 1,000 kilometers away compared to the sun. It's going to have a larger angular size in compared to the sun. If I can put in limiting angle size. You know when something moves away, how angles change. Let's take a car for instance. If you're standing, just imagine now you've got a line on the roof of the car and the car is driving away. You can literally see that angle of the line getting smaller and smaller from your vantage points. It's shrinking closer to the ground as it's driving away. So if the sun is further away and you got now a little rock in front of you or a little wave or a little water, it doesn't matter, a mountain, a tree, it's going to occult it because it's going to be in the way of your angle to the sun. All just perspective.
Okay. One thing I wanted to make sure I did is that, hang on, I've got to figure out how to do this. That's it. This week, as you know, do you have a dog, by the way, Flatzoid?
Not at the moment. I did have a dog, but we're looking at getting one again. Yeah, why?
All right. Well, this week was my auntie boy's 9th birthday.
Oh,
This,
yes,
this is his Tinder photo, of course.
Oh, shame. 9 years, that's quite a good age.
Yeah. Corgis live, 12 is probably what you can expect for sure, and anything more than that's getting close to a bonus. Oh yes, monkey in the works using the arty icon. Yeah, so he's 9 years old, would you believe? So what's that? He's almost as old as I am in
9 times
years.
7, yeah.
Yeah. Apparently they've changed it so that it's more of a exponential scale as they get older.
Oh, okay.
But he's still running around
He looks
chasing up
healthy.
bush turkeys and things like that.
He looks nice and healthy, so.
Yeah, oh well, this was a couple of years ago, but he doesn't look too much different now. In fact, he's quite fluffy right now. Even though it's summer, we just had him trimmed down a bit so that he wasn't so hot. But yeah, he's 9 years old. Can you believe it? Anyway, what's the next thing I had on my list? So that's one thing I wanted to show you. Let's see if I might get it up. Too many things to play with at once. I've got 3 screens going and it's still not enough. All right, let's share that. Do you know what these are?
Starlink.
Ah, good.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you were just going to say they're lights in the sky.
There are lights in the sky. Starlink. Balloons.
Well, they are, technically.
Satelloons. Yeah.
They're reflecting light, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Which is showing
you can see
the
them-
sun is not below a curved surface because it's still getting light reflecting onto it.
well, it depends how high they are, of course.
But remember, if the
but
sun is on the other side of the Earth, it's not supposed to light up the things on the other side. A lot of the time, it's literally on the total opposite side getting lit up, which would be impossible.
I'll have to think for that sentence. But the point I was going to make is that you can see them travelling 10 times faster than any fighter jet, if you know what height they're at, I guess. And they don't have any aerodynamic flight and no fuel. So what keeps them up there?
You know, they have shown these get launched with balloons as well.
So?
So?
Well, just because something can happen doesn't mean that that's exactly what happened in this particular case.
They actually have video footage. Have you ever seen satelloons?
Yes, satelloons exist, but saying satelloons exist and therefore satellites don't is like saying cars exist, therefore horses don't.
The problem is, though, your satellites that you're claiming to be in a place that violates natural law. That's the problem.
What natural law?
Second law of thermodynamics.
Entropy. In what way?
Entropy. Remember, it's claimed to be in an open system. It's claimed to be in the surrounding system, where we are in an open system adjacent to it. So there would not
we're under a dome.
Sorry?
Well, you said open system, but we're under a dome, aren't we?
On a flat Earth, but you are literally stating space, and space is literally for a spherical Earth. So that's your burden.
Well, I was going to ask you, do you believe in space? But I guess you're saying you don't.
I believe space is real, but not as a vacuum.
So, when you say space is real, how far does it go then? How far up can we go?
That I would not know. I would know it's quite far because we can see quite far. But it's definitely not the millions and millions of miles you guys claim it to be.
Why? When you say it's definitely not that, what's the evidence that tells you it's definitely not that?
Let's take the moon, for instance. The Tycho crater. Look at the angular size. You're not supposed to see it because it's actually too small to see angular size, and yet we can see it. It's supposed to be 253,000 miles away. That's the same as seeing an ant 100 miles or 100 meters away with your bare eyes.
I think, wasn't that... I'm pretty sure you got the calculations wrong on that one. I heard about that live stream.
Yep.
Let me just ask you a quick question. How many meters in 35 kilometers?
3,500.
Wrong.
3,500. It's 1,000 meters in a kilometer, isn't it?
Yes.
So
you multiply 1,000 by 35.
So 3,500.
No.
It's 35 kilometers. You said 35 kilometers.
Yes.
3,500.
No.
Really?
Listen to what you're saying.
35 times 1,000. 35 times 1,000. 35,000. Oh. Maths isn't my strong point, by the way. I do concede there.
So, well, I guess that's what I'm getting at. I mean, you're making claims that you had to use maths to determine whether or not the claim was valid or not, and yet you're saying you're not good at maths.
It's not my strong point. It doesn't mean I don't know anything.
No, but you got that wrong. So,
I literally corrected myself after the fourth attempt, I think.
Yeah, but you need my help. So
no, anyway. you just said no, and then I figured,
well, I've given you everything you needed, and eventually you got there, so that's good.
But yeah, anyway, it comes down to the angular size is too small for the Tycho crater to be seen, because it's below
but
1
you're basing
arc.
that
It's
on
below,
your maths.
No, it's below 1.
Making.
No, you can go to an angular calculator and you can do it. It's below 1 arc minute. You're not supposed to be able to see it.
An arc minute you should be able to.
Below an arc minute.
Yeah,
and I can see it.
Minute.
You can obviously go at night, go out and see it with your eyes. Can you not?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be able to see it with your eyes. That's the whole point. If it's claimed to be that the angular limit, the resolution angular limit of your eyes. That's what. Let's see. That's like the same as seeing a hair strand that's 10 meters away from you. We can say, because you're not supposed to see it, but yet you can see it. That's what you're claiming. I mean, a hair strand you're not even supposed to see 30 centimeters away from you.
So I did a Google search, and the angular resolution is about 1 arc minute. So you should be able to see it.
Just under 1 arc minute. It's 0.013. 1 arc minute is 0.22. 0.022.
0.02.
Yeah, 0.02.
Degrees.
And that's 0.013, so it's under 1 arc minute. So you're not supposed to see it.
Well, you might not be able to resolve it clearly, but
So you
can
won't
still
see
that
it.
it
There's no
exists.
resolve to be able to see with your eyes. So that literally debunks the assertion that it's 253,000 miles
No,
away.
I just explain why it doesn't.
Explain why it doesn't?
Yeah, and just because it's below your resolution, your eyes, especially, and in this case it's only just below, it doesn't mean you can't see it, it just means you can't resolve it.
You do know what resolve means.
Yes, that's the point I'm making.
If you cannot resolve it, you cannot see it.
No, it means you
It's-
can't focus on it.
Resolve is
It
literally...
still exists, you just can't resolve it apart from other things that you're seeing around it.
But you literally can see it. You can.
It doesn't make it invisible.
It's clear. You can see it clearly, can you not?
No, I can't see it clearly.
Well, I can see the Tycho crater clearly with my eyes standing outside here. But we don't have much light pollution, so it's easy to see the moon. But the point is, it's below what you're supposed to be resolvable, and yet we can see it. So therefore, it's definitely
Only
not
just.
253,000 miles away.
And your brain gets extra context from the ejector around it. So you can see where it was, you just can't resolve, boulders in it or something like that. There's a difference between being able to resolve and being able to see. That's the point I'm making. Anyway, what was the next question? So I guess that leads in somewhat, segue. How far up are the sun and moon?
That's also no idea. Not going to make claims
No
about
idea?
that. Although you do get
I really
flat
respect
earth-
that.
You do get flat earthers that do claim 3,000 miles, 4,000 miles, or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm not going to make a claim on that because I don't know. I
yeah,
don't-
and you've got no way of verifying.
No, But
And
you guys
I
do
really
make a
respect
claim,
that.
but you guys do.
I really
make-
respect that because most flat earthers will just give you an answer to sort of prove that they know more or something like that, even though that by doing so they prove that they don't know more.
Yeah. No, I definitely wouldn't know.
Yeah, good. I appreciate that. What keeps them up in the sky though?
Well, why wouldn't be keeping up to the sky? I mean,
Well,
we can.
everything else falls, so why would they stay in the sky
Yeah,
magically?
weird, eh? Literally, like if we see rocks fall, it falls to the ground. But you guys claim like the moon is a rock. Why is it not falling to the ground? Goes against every intuition
reason.
of what we can observe.
Gravity, you fucking retard! Gravity! Gravity! Hey!
I love that clip.
I thought you were going to bring it up. Yeah, but that's the thing. The gravity for your moon and literally is just based on belief. It's not demonstrated. You can't demonstrate rocks floating around in the sky.
But it's not floating.
It's orbiting. It's falling.
It's falling.
Yeah, but that's what I say. It's your belief that it's falling. You
No, we
cannot
measured it.
demonstrate it. No, you believe it's falling.
No, we measure it.
How do you measure it falling?
You measure its angular velocity
Based on what? On radius.
by observation.
But with the radius. Kepler's third law radius. It's based on Kepler's third law, correct?
Yeah, probably.
So radius. That's the whole reason why the black swan took the radius away, so you can't actually claim Kepler's third law.
It didn't. We went through that earlier anyway. We won't reading.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
I've got a super chat from String and News 1 for $2. Thank you, String and News 1. How far is Uranus?
Depends
Is
who
it
he's
a
talking
huge
to.
Uranus.
Depends who he's talking to.
Mine's quite far away.
Yeah.
Everything on me is far away.
I have to say, I'm really enjoying chatting to you. It's nice and chill. It's not like heated.
Yeah, sometimes that's fun to watch. But to me, I sort of enjoy exploring the personality more than anything else.
Yeah.
There are some people I wouldn't want to talk to because they're not very nice people.
Well, you sound like a nice bloke just to have a chill barbecue and stuff. You know?
Yeah, well, I hope so anyway.
Yeah.
Like I said, the first interaction that led to this live stream was I said you were one of the nicer flirts. I'd like to have you on my channel, and here you are.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it. So yeah.
Yes, stringy news. I do mean him. Yes.
Okay, so yeah, like I was saying, because you guys can claim gravity for the moon falling or whatever, it's taking a curved path, correct?
Yes. Yeah. It's.
Would you be able
So
to
Newton's
demonstrate?
cannon is the best demonstration of that.
Yeah, but would you be able to
You could fire
demonstrate?
it. Sorry.
So would you be able to actually demonstrate something falling in a curved direction, carrying on falling in that curved trajectory?
Well, that's the moon. Anything in orbit.
No, but I'm saying demonstrate. It's all
Well,
good
it's
to
there.
it's all good to say, oh, look at the moon, this is what it
All you have to do
does.
is look up.
But that's just a belief that it's doing that. I'm actually asking for a
No,
demonstration.
it's measurements.
Measurements on demonstrations.
Yes, they are,
And
because
it's
they represent what we're seeing in reality.
You're calculating based on your belief that that's happening. I'm asking, do you have any
No, based on my
way,
observations of
any way you
reality.
can demonstrate that that actually happens in reality?
By observing it.
I can say the same thing about the moon and make claims just like you guys and say, I'm measuring it's moving across the sky at 15 degrees an hour, and say, okay, it's floating in water.
Well, it's more than that, but yeah.
But I'm saying, you understand, I can say that.
And then that'd be a valid hypothesis, because hypothesis can be anything.
And then I
you
can
have to
go
test that.
and then I can go and demonstrate it, correct? I can show something that has the right enough
You're
buoyancy.
saying you can demonstrate the moon is floating in water?
Yeah, you can take a golf ball or take something that's got a bit of buoyancy and it floats. It can move in a current of water. There we go. Can demonstrate on.
But the moon's not a golf ball.
But we can demonstrate. That's what I'm saying. You guys can't demonstrate any of your claims. We can actually go and demonstrate on small scale.
We only have them because we have demonstrated them.
Where you guys are making claims about them.
All of science.
Well, there is no science for the globe, by the way.
That's your belief.
No.
and here we are, full circle.
Where's the hypothesis for your globe?
Measurements.
Measurements is not hypothesis.
Well, the hypothesis, do you know what that's? Okay, you're using the word hypothesis in a way that I don't understand. Hypothesis is when you say, I observe something, my hypothesis is it's caused by this.
Yeah.
That's what hypothesis is.
Yeah.
So the hypothesis for the globe is that I observe the Earth is big. There's, oh yes, there's only one Hugh Jarsz
That's
that is
tricky.
really big. Yes, I observe that I'm really big too. And then okay, what shape is that? My hypothesis is it's a globe, or it's flat, or it's a cube, or whatever it happens to be, and then you go and test it. Hypothesis can be anything.
Yeah, but you would literally have to be able to experiment to test it, correct? And that would require you
Well,
to
yes, that's what testing
manipulate, and would require you to manipulate the independent variable.
Right.
Right. So how are you manipulating anything for your globe?
Time for a start, watching the moon move over a period of time, measuring how much that was.
That's not manipulating anything. That's just taking a data state.
Yes, you are.
You know, you're just
Time has
taking,
moved from one point to another.
you're taking a data state on a reference. That's not manipulating anything. You literally have to manipulate what is causing the effect. So you're saying time is the effect, is the cause for the effect.
Time is the independent variable. No, it's the dependent variable in this case.
So you're observing time.
No, I'm observing the moon move.
Then it's not time. The IV is the independent variable. That's what causes the effect. So you need to state, okay, this is the thing that causes the effect we're observing. So I need to manipulate this thing, the cause. Then you know it's the cause. If you're not manipulating it,
Oh,
how
you're
do you
talking, okay, we're back to the globe again. Yeah. So therefore, if it's a globe, I should be able to measure a curve over long distance.
Okay, now you're saying if it's a globe, you can measure curve a long distance. Okay, so what
Yeah.
did you observe? You said you observed curve. What's the cause of the curve?
That's your hypothesis, that it is a curve.
Yeah, yeah. So what's the cause of the curve? Because you're saying you're observing curve. So what's the cause of the curve?
I don't think you'd think of it like that. the cause of the curve is the fact that the Earth is a sphere. So therefore you've got to test whether or not it's a sphere or not.
Okay, and how are you going to manipulate the sphere to see if it's the curve?
Yeah, again, you wouldn't think of it like that. You're trying to manipulate the surface. You want to measure it and determine what the surface actually is over long distance.
Yeah, but that's not...
So distance would be the thing you're manipulating.
So it's not curve then. It's not sphere cause of curve, it's distance cause of curve. Is that what you're saying?
No, you can measure curve over distance.
You see, that's why we say it's not science.
Because if you measure it over a short distance, you're not going to be able to get enough curve to be able to determine whether it was curved or flat. So it would be a null result. You'd need a long distance to be able to have a result that'd be worthwhile considering.
Yeah, but you see, that's why I say it's not scientific. At the end of the day, you're just trying to correlate based on a belief instead of actually manipulating what you believe is the cause.
No, it's not based by, it's a hypothesis. There's no belief involved. It's just an idea that you're testing.
Yeah, but you're not testing anything. It's not science.
Why do you think you know more about science than everyone else? That's a question I wanted to ask you.
I didn't say I know more than anyone else at science. I literally know what the scientific method is, and I can test people on it.
All right, we'll state the scientific method then.
You observe a natural phenomena, you make a hypothesis, you make a prediction, and you go and experiment it. Then you go and you take another prediction and you can peer review.
I'd say you missed a step there. You design an experiment.
I said experiment.
Yeah, you said
Make a prediction. Make a prediction. When you make a prediction, you're literally designing an experiment.
No, you're designing.
Yes, you are. That's what a
result
prediction.
You're looking for.
That's what a prediction is. You're designing an experiment with the prediction.
No.
Yes.
No, prediction's not designing an experiment.
So when
you design the experiment.
So when you say make a prediction, if I'm changing this, so I'm doing this to change this, it's not designing an experiment.
That's not what a prediction though is. You're conflating the two.
Okay, what's a prediction?
Prediction is saying, given this hypothesis, what result do I expect to get?
Yeah, and that's
then you design
designing an experiment. Yeah, you designed an experiment. If I go and say, okay, water boils at 100 degrees Celsius at atmospheric 14.7 psi, and I go and I do a prediction, okay, it's going to boil at this. I already got in my hypothesis, my experiment. I said the cause. So there's my prediction with my test already valid. Now I'm going to boil water at 100 degrees Celsius at 14.7 psi, and if it boils, I have validated my hypothesis. If it doesn't, I have validated my null, which then invalidates my hypothesis. Then I can make another prediction on that and create another hypothesis if I wanted to and get it peer reviewed.
Peer review actually comes in when you've designed your experiment as well. You wouldn't just design an experiment and do it because how can you be certain that experiment is valid? It will actually get you an indisputable result. You need to run that past other people.
That's what gets peer reviewed.
Right, so that's one of the things that flat earthers fail a lot at. They just do an experiment because they think it's the right thing to do, but often you're missing something because we're human. We make mistakes. So that's why scientists will always get their experiment peer reviewed before they do it.
No, they do the experiment, then it goes for peer review because the peer review comes afterwards because they have to go and try and disprove
as well.
Because they have to go and disprove your experiment.
A working scientist like I've been, you get your colleagues to check your experiment because you don't want to waste time and money.
Yeah, they go and they try and disprove your hypothesis that has already gone through experiment.
Yeah, that's the peer review of the results, but the experiment that you design also has to be peer reviewed.
Yeah, that's part of peer review. When they take peer review, they have to take the hypothesis and your data results and your experiment, and they have to go through the same tests to make sure it is validated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know what a peer is?
Yes, it's just another person.
Some people get back confused.
Yeah, it's just more people. It's like your classroom, let's say that. Colleagues.
People with equivalent knowledge.
Yeah, colleagues, you can say. But peer review today
Holy
is not
shit.
really science because it's more about the money grab. It's just publishing rights. It's all about money. That's why you can get
Well-
someone that can say elephant dung can have enough hormones to give, let's say, a kangaroo an erection for 2 weeks. And someone's actually going to go and publish it if they can make money off of it, you understand?
Where did you pull that one out of?
It's just an example. Obviously, that's not true, guys. It's just an example. But you'll
How
get
do you
some.
know? Have you done the experiment?
Uh,
Have you had the results peer reviewed?
no, I'm just saying. Just give an example.
And it's not scientific.
No, definitely not. But that's the
Um,
point, because there's been a lot of peer-reviewed papers that have gone peer-reviewed and got published and stuff, and were found not to be correct, because they literally did it because of the money.
Well, if there are humans involved, money's going to be involved.
Yeah, and
at some point.
science has got nothing to do with opinion, and that's the problem when it comes to so-called science today. It's all pseudoscience because people have their beliefs mixed into it.
That would be true if it wasn't for the fact that you could empirically show that that's not the case. That's the whole idea of peer review, to pick that apart.
Exactly.
Usually they're hostile people.
Yeah, that's why we would want to have empirical evidence for your globe, because it's claimed to be science, but we don't get any actual science for it. We only get pseudoscience.
As far as I'm concerned, we give you heaps and heaps of science. You just don't want to accept it.
You literally just
But
showed
that's
us.
your choice.
Yeah, you literally just showed that you can't give us one hypothesis for the globe yet.
I did.
You said it's distance or curve or sphere. You couldn't give an actual hypothesis.
The hypothesis was that it was a curve. That's a hypothesis.
No, you have to state your IV and DV in a hypothesis.
Not in the hypothesis, you don't know.
Yes, you do, because it's the cause of the effect. If you're not going to say this is the cause for the effect, then it's not a hypothesis. Then it's just a
That's
declaration.
involved in the design
Then
of
it's
the
then it's
experiment.
just a declaration.
Well, let's do another experiment. I presume you've travelled. I have too. Wherever I go on Earth, the same face of the moon points to me.
Yeah, flat.
I
Because
never see.
face.
How is that the case if it's close?
Because it's a face. You know, a face cannot happen on a sphere. You don't have faces on a sphere. And because it's based
we
on
can see that
it's perspective. It's based on I've actually done the demonstration. You can literally go and make a flat moon. If you want to print it out, stick it on your ceiling, and you can walk away, and you're going to be able to have it showing in opposite. That's why you get the stars seeming to rotate counterclockwise to clockwise, depending on your position when you view it. It's all just perspective.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Why has no government accepted flat Earth as reality? I mean, governments are always at each other's throats. Why would they all say the Earth is the globe?
It's weird how they're all at each other's throats, but they work together with space travel and Antarctica. But yeah, I wouldn't know. I can't divine their thoughts, but I can tell you, because you've been indoctrinated from a young age to believe it, obviously they're going to carry on with it. If you believe it enough, you're not going to know that you're lying. You're just going to carry on perpetuating the lie without knowing it's a lie. So therefore, it's not a lie.
I totally agree.
It's just you knowing believing it to be the truth. I hope that makes sense to you.
I'm not sure it's an answer to the question, though.
I did try. Like I said, I can't divine their thoughts, so I wouldn't be able to know. But that's my answer to it, as good as I can think of answering it. Yeah.
All right.
What's the one thing about flat Earth that disturbs you the most, that makes you not believe in flat Earth, as I can put it?
All right. That question's slightly different. I thought you were going to say, what disturbs me the most, and I was going to say nothing. But there's no evidence for it. Basically, every bit of evidence I've seen has either been misunderstood or misrepresented the globe evidence. There's nothing that says it's definitely flat and definitely not a sphere. That's the sort of evidence I'm looking for. If there is any flat Earth evidence that could only work on flat Earth but not on a sphere, everything we've discussed today, certainly from my point of view, it works on the globe, and yet from your point of view, it works on flat Earth. What's the one piece that makes it definitely flat Earth and not a sphere?
The second law of thermodynamics. And the fact we can literally, demonstrate on small scales, looking as to seem it's like it's curved over flat surfaces. We literally do demonstrations every day to show that it's not curved, it's flat surfaces, and we can get the same observations scaled. We can literally do demonstrations showing you require containment to have gas pressure. But we do not get any demonstrations from the globe because it's always claimed, scale. Scale is always the issue. So we can't get any demonstrations other than we believe it to be this.
Well, actually, I can give you one of those. You have to give me a couple of minutes. I just have to cool it up. That's not it. That's what I'm looking for. Oh, I'll download it first. Damn. All right. Back to the stream.
Ooh, it's hot tonight.
Yeah, it was 24 degrees when I started at 5 o'clock in the morning, so that's pretty warm.
Yeah, we're sitting with a heat wave at the moment, so I think it was like 42 degrees was today.
But it's a dry heat where you are.
Yeah, it's humid. Humid, dry. Yeah, it sucks.
No, 40 degrees and humid? That's almost impossible.
Damn humid, yeah.
Here we go. I'll zoom in a little.
Yeah, right now we're sitting at 25 degrees. With 42% humidity. Oh yeah, Theodolite app, yeah?
Yeah, so Theodolite app. So presumably a real Theodolite could verify this. You can see I've got it almost level, 0.1 of a degree off on the right hand side, but it's about as close a level as you can get.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking towards the ocean here.
Yeah.
In fact, if this was a better camera, you'd see the city of Brisbane pretty much near the crosshairs there. And you can look up the lat long so you can see where I'm looking from. So there's no reason why, if the Earth was flat, the horizon should be at the crossroad.
Nope.
The horizontal crossbar.
No, that's false.
This demonstrates that the Earth curves away from it.
False. It can be explained. You see that crosshair on the camera? It's called, you would understand it's infinite. It's not going to be confounded with everything in the distance. Everything in the distance, the further it goes away, it's changing in angular size, it's converging to the convergence, it's going through more air to see, it's going through more dust, water vapor, so forth, and refraction obviously further away and whatever, and that's what causes it to have that apparent drop. I've even showed the same
Wouldn't
effect.
that work both ways?
I've even
Wouldn't
shown
the clouds
this.
be sort of curving away up to the top?
I've even shown the same effect with a cheese grater on a flat surface.
Right, so I think I know why you haven't seen a demonstration of the globe.
Because we can explain it on flat. Everything, that's what I say, everything you guys
come
present.
Up with an explanation you'll accept, yes.
That's to say, everything you guys try and showing it as demonstration. You guys are just making a claim that that's because of Earth curve. But we literally can explain it to you and demonstrate it on flat surfaces. So therefore, it's not actually a globe so-called validation. It's just you guys claiming it to be globe by ignoring all the evidence that we can demonstrate it not to be globe. If I can put in words like that, I don't know.
All right.
Because this is the same issue that McToon had. And I don't even remember if you see Bob the science guy that last time when he took two theodolites, auto levels, when he placed one on the one side of the lake and the other one on the other side, and it says, look, you see it's dropping lower below it. But that's exactly what I'm saying. It changes in angular size. The whole thing changes angular size as it moves away, But the crosshair is infinite. It goes straight through the plane infinitely. It doesn't go and converge to anything.
Yes,
Yeah, and that's the issue.
exactly. That was the point.
And that's
Anyway,
the issue.
what about this one? This is no convergence. I've
Yeah, it
seen
is.
this personally.
Refraction.
Not this particular photo, but I've seen the effect of a ship being over the horizon.
Refraction.
And it wasn't just waves or anything like that. It was just, was like this.
Refraction.
Refraction wouldn't take away the bottom of the boat.
Yes, it does. And it's
Refraction would distort it.
refraction can lift up the horizon and push down the things
Yes,
in the
but-
distance. And we can literally show this with
No,
limited
it can't.
angles. Just like I was explaining to you with that sun video where I was
Yeah.
going in and the paintings were blocking it. It's the same thing. If you've got a wave that's in the front and the refraction is pulling that angle, it's going to give this outline.
Refraction will lift up everything on the horizon, including the boat.
Now, I'm going to quickly get you some demonstrations showing on flat surfaces that it pulls it down. Let's go free. And if I can find the channel now, there we go. Videos. Home observation, there we go. Let me share the stream. But yeah, the thing is, because we can literally demonstrate this stuff. Let's see, present, share video, Arctic, there we go. Okay. Like this thing. This boat is literally on a lake.
Oh, hang on, I've got to add it to the stream, hang on. Where's my cursor gone? There it is. There you go.
Okay, for instance, like this boat, it's not. There's no earth curve at all. It's literally on a lake that's supposed to have no curve. But yet you're going to see the same effects. It's all because of the refraction. But I'm going to show you now. Maybe I'll have to download it. Bufferings.
If you could drop the link in the chat so people can look at it later,
Oh yeah, for sure.
that'd be helpful. Yeah.
I'm going to drop it in my chat as well. Okay. Now it's buffering. Come on. Sometimes it does this. I'm not going to be able to go on much longer though.
No, I was going to say, the pig farms I own have slaughtered a whole herd of pigs for my morning bacon, so
Oh, nice,
that'll be
delicious.
cooked soon.
Nice, delicious. Yes, and I love bacon. Who does not love bacon? Okay, I'm just downloading it. I think that's going to be the best. It's going to be easier to see. Because, I don't know why it is with me. Oh, there, just showing. You can see this demonstration with the floor. It's on a flat surface in the kitchen, on their wooden floor, whatever. And they're going to give it a...
So you measured it flat?
Yeah, they show it on flat surfaces. All their demonstrations, they do flat surfaces.
Yes, but do they measure it flat? That's part of the scientific method. You want to make sure you remove those sort of variables.
It's not claimed to be science. It's a demonstration, not an experiment. But they're showing
Well,
you...
it's not science. Why are we looking at it?
Because it's not claimed, but you can make it
Well, I
science if you really
understand.
wanted to. Okay, let's change it to the hypothesis then.
No, I'm
refraction
just sort of giving your
refraction
understandings back to you.
refraction causes the earth, the ground, to bring the horizon up and pull the image down. They go and do the experiments.
that's the
They give
knowledge,
refraction. They give refraction, and therefore it does that. Okay, I'm going to stop this sharing, and I'm going to quickly screen share the video itself. Okay, let's see. It might be easier to do it this way. Gotta pause it. Okay. Where's StreamYard? Okay. Present, video file, observations. I hope it's showing. Okay, can't share it like that. Why not? Share screen. Window. Ah, there we go. Media player. Okay, can you see that?
Yeah, we can, yep.
Okay.
So this is a bit blurry. What am I looking at?
This is a RC boat on a lake where there's supposed to be no... That was just the intro. But there's an RC boat on the lake. There's supposed to be no curve, and it gives that. You see how the refraction pulls the the things below the floor. Literally,
That's just moving the camera.
you're going to see now. They literally explain it. Because when they add refraction to it, it pulls the items down and pulls up the floor in front of it. And that's exactly what you see with that boat behind the water. It's not on a curved surface. They're showing you from here, they can see it 100%. They'll show you now.
It measures the distance, but it doesn't measure the flatness for a
You'll
start.
see now. But you'll see now, they're
if-
going to show it from where they are, can see everything from top to bottom. And then as soon as they add the refraction into there, you know, and then it's going to be pulled and changed, distort, as you would see. There you go, you can see everything, correct? There, that tack is, you can see that's level ground, it's sitting, you can see it right to the bottom, even the reflection on the floor. Now they're adding the refraction, and you're going to see it change. There we go, see what happened? That's exactly what you see with that boat of yours. It pulled the horizon up and sunk the things down below it. All because of refraction, doing opposite of what your guys' globe claims. So every time you guys claim... Yeah?
I saw the floor rising up.
That's what I'm saying.
Do you mean they were blowing hot air on it? I don't understand what I'm looking at.
They're adding the cold air over the hot surface, and that gives the refraction.
Okay, there's an experiment I can do for myself.
Yeah, exactly. But you see, this explains that image that you are claiming to be Earth curve. Now, the difference with you guys, you would have to go and actually demonstrate an Earth curve. We can demonstrate to have the same effects on flat surfaces. And I mean, done this tons of times, so.
Yeah, and I'm getting the impression that you're missing a lot of variables, but that's something, when I do the experiment, I'll be able to figure that out
Yeah,
for myself.
be cool.
All right then, we might as well leave it there, I think. Seeing you said you had to go soon.
Yeah, we can
And
always do another
I'm
time
getting
as
hungry.
well. Yeah, we can always do another time. Eat this piece of bacon for me too.
Oh, yes. So yeah, you'd like to come on again?
Yeah, it'd be great. We should do it another time, definitely.
Yeah. All right, cool. We'll do maybe
You can
a
even
month
have
or so.
some. You can even have some more guests if you really want to. I don't mind.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right then. Thank you so much for being my guest. I very much appreciate you coming on. And thank you to all those in the chat from your channel who've come over to mine to have a look.
Yeah.
And thank you to everyone who's usually here in the chat. So thank you very much for that, and all the super chats and memberships. Thank you for those. I think we've wrapped it all up. So there's nothing left to do but cue the corgi.
Yeah. Thanks again, mate. Really appreciate it. So yeah, thanks, man. So we'll chat. So we'll chat again.
That'd be great. I'm not sure we've ended the broadcast. Oh, there we go.
Broadcast is ended. Yeah.
It just took a bit, but yeah. No one listens to watch the end anyway, do they? We're gone now.
Yeah.
All right, thanks so much. It's been a great chat.
Yeah, it's great talking to you, mate. You're really one of the more pleasant guys I've spoken to.
Yeah, I just wanted to have a chat and see what you
Yeah.
like, so it's good.
No, thank you very much. So till
No
next.
worries. We'll talk to you next time. We'll set that up.
Till next time, mate. Cheers. Blessings. Bye.
See ya. Bye.
Okay, guys. Let me get back my face on. I'm trying to get my face back on. Only me. There we go. Hey, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. How was it for you guys? For me, I enjoyed it. He's a nice guy and all. Not the brightest kind of guy. Very easy to to debunk those so-called challenges. But thanks, guys, for coming. Really enjoy. Really appreciate all you being here. Thank you, guys, for the super chats. Wow, Tony, that £50 super chat is hectic. Yeah, I could have drilled him more on the clouds, but if he doesn't understand that gravity is not a force, I don't think we're going to get anywhere. Yeah, I don't know. But he was a nice guy. Nice and kind, at least, so I do give it to him that. Was very easy, PJ. Yeah, thank you guys all for coming. Hopefully I do get more chats with more people, because I do enjoy this interaction with the people. Yeah, face reality. Any alleged curved horizon is easy debunked. Exactly. That's why I try to get him to understand that if we got claims, we can literally demonstrate it. Their claims cannot be demonstrated at all, and that's the problem. So yeah, I don't know what more to say. It was yeah, it was a nice chat. I think he was a bit unprepared. He did actually maybe try to catch me out on a few things, like trying to ask about certain people about them. But I'm just honest, and that's about how I play it. I'm an honest guy, and I'll keep it that way. So yeah, thanks all for coming, guys. Tomorrow night we'll have another stream again. I still haven't figured out what we're going to be talking about tomorrow, but maybe relative density disequilibrium, because a guy emailed me and sent me the video from Brian Cox with the bowling ball and feather dropping in a vacuum. Maybe we can talk about that. So yeah, thanks all guys for coming. Really do appreciate you guys being here. Thanks for all your super chats, all your likes and thanks, and sharing the show. You guys are really, really awesome. I couldn't ask for a better community. Really, guys, you are really great. So yeah, till tomorrow, many blessings, and may the pressure be with you.